for coming to this talk. And I'm Changtao from King's College London. And many of you may have seen buttons like this, like login with Facebook, Twitter, and Google. But have you ever considered what's the power of this point, of those buttons, and what's the effect of them for the website that are using them? And they are not only allowing you to log in using your Facebook or Twitter IDs, but they are also founder tools, which allows you to bring your existing friends from Facebook or Twitter onto the new website. So it will create a social network like the background here. In the new website. So in the background here, the blue links are copied from Facebook, and the yellow links are created in Pinterest natively. So in this talk, I will check how this copying process affect the new website. And so I will using Pinterest and Last.fm as an example to examine how new social communities benefit by borrowing links from Facebook. So in general, there are two options for new websites on constructing social network. The first one is creating a completely new social network, and the second one is social bootstrapping. So by social bootstrapping, we mean the process of copying links from an established social network onto a third-party website. And we call the established social network as the source network, and the third-party website as target network. So basically, social bootstrapping is the process of copying links from source network to target network. And this social bootstrapping becomes available since the source network, like Facebook and Twitter, open their graphs. So users of target network can access and copy friends from using the API of source network to target network. And usually, those target network will provide founder tools to help users to copy friendship. So as an example, I will introduce the founder tools in Pinterest and show how it will help users copy friends from Facebook. So firstly, users of Pinterest will log in with their Facebook account and become connected users. Then, Pinterest gets their Facebook friends and comparing those friends with all of those users have connected with Facebook. And so according to whether those friends has been using Pinterest or not, we can divide those friends into two classes. For the friends who is now not in Pinterest, those two will invite them to create a Pinterest account. And for those friends that have already been in Pinterest, it allows users to copy friendship with them from Facebook. So at the end, a subset of links are copied from Facebook to Pinterest. So we could consider this process as a sampling process. That is, sampling social links from Facebook to Pinterest. And we describe this sampling process as a two-step sampling process, which we call the link bootstrapping sampling. So it includes two steps. The first step is node sampling, and the second step is link sampling. So in node sampling, users in target network will connect to their accounts on source network. And the second step is link sampling. That is, those connected users import friends from source network to target network. And in our study, we have modeled this as an analytical model and use this to build a picture of the social structure of copy network. But in this talk, because of the time limits, I will not go to the detail. And I will focus on our unique empirical data set in this talk. So our Pinterest data set is collected through the crawl in Pinterest website. So each user in Pinterest will have a user page like this. This image is basically my Pinterest user page. And for users who have connected with Facebook, there will be a small Facebook logo in this page, like this. And if you click this Facebook logo, you will go to the Facebook page of this user. So we could using this as a Facebook handle and map Pinterest users and their Facebook accounts. At the same time, this page also provides the activity and the social network of the user. So we collect all the social network in Pinterest first, and then check all links between connected users in Pinterest using Facebook API. That is, we check all links between users that have connected with Facebook, and to see whether this link is also exists in Facebook. So if this link is in Facebook, we will consider the link as copied link. In this way, we get a Facebook copy network, which is a subset of Pinterest network. And also, we collect the user information and the activities in Pinterest. So our data site reliably mapping users from Facebook to their Pinterest account. So in our data set, we see 40 million out of 68 million. That is about 60% of Pinterest users have using social bootstrapping. At the same time, among 3.8 billion Pinterest links, about 25% of them are copied from Facebook, and the rest of them are created natively. So it is clear that a lot of users have adopted social bootstrapping. So it is important to the success of the sites like Pinterest, but it is not clear whether it is beneficial or not. So on paper, social bootstrapping has its benefits. Firstly, using social bootstrapping, a new website like Pinterest can instantly bootstrap from a mature network. For example, bootstrapping from Facebook, it will give you 10 years social network. And Twitter will give you 8 years network. Also, using social bootstrapping, you have no need to compete with those established social network. However, different social network have different purpose. Does it make sense to copy links from one purpose network like Facebook to the other purpose network like Pinterest? Or we just ask, do copying create a good social community on the target network? To understand this question, we study social bootstrapping from two aspects. Firstly, we comparing the social structure of native and copy network, and check whether social bootstrapping can create a good social structure. Then we will take a long-term view and examine active and influential users and check how those social bootstrapping will affect them. Firstly, let's look at the structure benefits. So this figure is a subset of Pinterest social network, and we can see there are two kinds of social links. The blue links are copied from Facebook, and the yellow links are created natively. And if we divide them into, if we divide these two parts, we could see there are much more native links than copy links. Actually, according to, as I mentioned before, according to our statistics, 25% of Pinterest links are copy links, and the rest of them are native links. But from this figure, we can just have a very basic observation of the social graph. But it is not enough for us to check the effects of social bootstrapping. So we will examine three structure properties of copied network and native network, and to check the effect of social bootstrapping. So those three properties is reciprocity, clustering coefficient, and connected component. Firstly, we check the reciprocity of copied and the native network. So we could see that, so in these two images, we could see there are more native links than copied links. But if we only look at those bidirectional links, we could see copied links are more likely to be bidirectional. So this is a very simple analysis for sampled user. And the left figure is for all Pinterest users. This is like the distribution of all users. So we define the reciprocity ratio for all users, which means the fraction of bidirectional friends among all friends for each user. And the figure is the CDF of reciprocity ratio. For example, we could see about 50% of users have no bidirectional native bidirectional native friends, but 50% of them have over 0.3 reciprocity ratio in copy network. And similar analysis can also apply for other properties. So for the clustering coefficients, we could see copy network has higher clustering coefficient than native network. And the clustering coefficient is just to show the probability that the friends of mine to be friends. And all analytical all of these results also proved by our analytical model. But I will not introduce them in detail. So in summary, we could see the reciprocity and the clustering coefficient of copy network are higher than native network. And the joint connected components appears on copy network easily. So this is showing copying links result in a stronger and denser social structure. But the next question is, does this denser structure can actually result in a good social interaction? We will take ripping, the most popular activities on Pinterest, as an example to examine the social interactions in Pinterest. So ripping in Pinterest is quite similar with the retweets in Twitter. So it will put images published by the other user onto one's own collection. And and we define the social ripping, that is ripping made by their friends. So we check the social ripping ratios for each for users in native network and copy network. So we could find like there are more social rippings in copy network over copied links than native links. So this is showing copying creates network that is good for social interaction. So this concludes the first part of this talk. We saw the structure benefits of copying, and copying creates a stronger and denser social structure, and this can translate to a better social interaction. So in the second part of this talk, I will introduce the winning phenomenon that we have observed in Pinterest. And we will take a long-term view to check those active and influential users. So firstly, we will examine the copy level of each user. So in this figure, we divide users according to their activity level, or the number of pings in Pinterest. Then we could see, with the increase of their activity level, users actually copy less. Similar results can also found for influential users. So we found copy and we found active and influential users actually copy less. But does this mean those active and influential users are less social? The answer is no. Because from this figure, we could see with increase of their activity level, users interact more with their friends. So the next question is who are they interacting with, the native friends or copied friends? To answer this question, we defined the Facebook ripping ratio. Basically, it is the fraction of rippings of their Facebook friends over rippings of all friends, Facebook friends and native friends. So the higher this ratio is, users interact more with their Facebook friends. From this figure, we could see as the activity level increase, the ratio decrease. That is, user evolves to ripping less from their friends copied from Facebook, and more from native friends. And this is the phenomenon that what we are calling winning from Facebook. Active and influential users interact more with their native friends rather than copied friends. And I think this makes sense because if those friends want to interact with their Facebook friends, they can go back to Facebook. They have no need to be in Pinterest, right? So this is showing users evolves to ripping less from Facebook friends and more from native friends. But why does this winning phenomenon happen? We comparing the interest similarity between users and their friends. From this figure, we can see the interest between users with native friends is much similar than the copied friends. So we think the winning phenomenon happens because native friends match their interests more than friends copied from Facebook. So let's go back to our first question, whether social bootstrapping can create a good social community. We say yes, because copying can create a stronger and denser social structure, and this can translate into a good social interaction. But if we take a long-term view, active and influential users will move away from copied social links and build social relationship natively. So our conclusion are, social bootstrapping could attract a lot of users and create a good social community in a very short time for the new website. However, whether those users will stay in the new website or not, depends on those websites themselves. Thank you.
Questions for Changtao?
Me again. Can you disambiguate between you got a user where their friends are a copied link, but they also have a native link, but that didn't happen via Facebook? Is the copied link of less value, or could you disambiguate when that happened in the data, when you had two individuals who were copied, and maybe you had the same guy twice?
Actually, we just treated it as two separate network, and one user appears on copy network and native network, but one link can only be in copy network or in native network. The link will not duplicate, but the user can be both copied or native.
I think the finding that people's interest similarity for active users has more precision with their new pin-specific friends is really interesting. And I'm curious about whether you see some patterns with relatively inactive users and how that relates to longevity. So you're saying that these active users, maybe rule of thumb, might be 20% of the community. I don't know what it is exactly on pin interest, but there's generally producers and consumers split. And you've got a very interesting finding for the active content producers.
Yeah.
And you would expect perhaps for them to retain better. Do you have any data which associates the retention for that user? And people come and go. They may interact at various frequencies and durations, and they may time out and become inactive over the course of time. I'm curious about whether this finding of a tighter community is associated with retention. Did you associate any of this evolution with the retention data directly?
Actually, no. We just compare the users with different activity level or different influential level. We are not just focus on one user and check how their attention changes.
Yeah.
But this is kind of one of our current work.
I know you didn't talk about it in this talk. I'm curious about whether you're interested.
Actually, we are working on that now. We just check because for the winning phenomenon, we found actually for specific for one user, we may not observe the winning phenomenon. It just appears for several users. Yeah, but we're still working on that.
Any other questions for Changtao? Yeah.
Have you ever checked whether the copied links, which might be just the reason why they copied from, for example, from Facebook, the reason is because users are close to each other?
Yeah, actually.
They would have happened anyway if they were not.
Yeah, actually, we have checked those friendship in Facebook copied and links didn't copy, and we found those copied links are actually those friendship that have been copied. Actually, those two users will be more closer than those didn't copy it.
Okay,
We have
So that is actually not really about copying or not. It's more about the relationship between the users. That sort of
Actually, I think those users will just copy those close friends. They may copy it to anywhere. But still, in Facebook, they have like not so close friends.
Yeah, I'm just curious about the value judgment you put at the end to say that there's a productive or a valid network created. If you're copying a social structure which has been achieved through a certain process, and now you're reproducing that social structure as a vine, as a growth medium for another social network to grow upon. You've got so many predetermined factors in there, and say, okay, well, we have something that's still living, still surviving. You were calling this a value. I mean, kind of what outputs, apart from its own existence, do you give that value structure to? I mean, it's just maybe a terminology thing, but in terms of introducing such a, with the copying of links, introducing a medium for the social network to grow upon, you're then assuming the value for its existence or kind of, potentially an output, I would suppose, about how people are linking and could link.
I didn't quite get your question.
My question really is about the just your last. I mean, I'm very interested in the analysis as you go up in the behaviours, but it's there you go. Create good social structure. I mean, that value, the tact term is saying good social structure. It's an existing social structure in terms of what kind of behaviours it's promoting and what kind of.
So
where does the value, where does the good come from? How can you put that value judgment on it? Is my question.
So we found that the structure is stronger and denser in copy network, and also this kind of structure can translate into a good social interaction. That's why we say
How do you define good social interaction?
We have using repeats in Pinterest to check. This is the video. We comparing the social repeats over copied friends and native friends.
Okay, this is active. This is not good.
Think about it from a commercial perspective. You're saying I'm finding social networks smart. You want to
Okay, but
I think this
if I was in a commercial thing, I would then like to know the difference between active and
you're
producing
taking
values.
your social graph to a VC to fund it. You want their proof.
If they stay connected, then maybe it's good if they communicate with each other. They were Facebook friends, now they're native friends, and they keep connected, keep remaining connected, then probably that's a good situation.
I think I know what
If they preserve the relationship here,
value judgment is good, right?
Yeah.
I understand what you're
I
saying.
think just using that terminology, whilst it's good commercially, and if you can keep people opening up your interest, that's a good thing. And showing that there's somebody still, whether that's because of push notification or because of some factor which keeps pulling them back, this is good. And I would, in terms of investigating further, maybe lose the value and to say.
But I think from the perspective of Pinterest, this structure is also good because those users are more likely to be using Pinterest service, right?
Okay, more questions for Changtao? Changtao, the database is open, right? It's available.
Yeah.
Can you show the link?
Oh. Yeah, this is the link for the data set.
So the data set is there, okay. What was the size of the data set?
Basically, there are 68 million users, Pinterest users, and there are about 4 billion social links.
Okay.
So basically, it is a completely Pinterest data set, social network.
Any other questions for Changtao? No? Okay, well, thanks all.
Thank you.
guys want to do a break or just go to the next talk?